flow was out of this world. I'm talking Venus and Mars. Now I just rap on cars. Now I just stack up. I gotta make it for real. I do whatever it takes. Failure's no option to me. Learned that from love and a nil. Hustle, it gotta be grand. I learned that from Till. I keep it. Try my best not to slip. I try my best to hold on. I tighten up with my grip. It took some time to get here. I ain't blow up off the rip. And I'm still chasing my dreams. Chasing the door, make it flip. I used to hoop dream. Dream I would be in the league. Dream of them chanting my name. Andre for MVP. That went away after a while. I fell in love with the T. I fell in love with the music. Music is all that I need. Dreams. I was just a young nigga with some dreams. I was just a young nigga with some dreams. I was just a young nigga with some dreams.
With some dreams, anything for a dub. Had the highest confidence, man. Everyone was a scrub compared to me and Drake. We was the hottest in the city. They stopped sneakers up and went to war for college recognition. Facts. Dre was my shooter. I'm past first, let my eat. I used that same mentality, brought it to the streets. Do anything to see my get ahead. Life's a gamble, bet on black and make sure that you tread softly. Hoop dreams, I had visions on making it the pro. It's therapeutic, I had to do it to calm my soul. It's my it kept control, got me. Every time I used it, it took my soul. Hoop dreams, I had visions on making it the pro. Now I'm doing music, I really do this shit, hear my flow. Went from breaking they ankles, rocking them to the flow. Now I'm rocking mics at every show.
I used to hoop dream. Dream I would be in the league. With them chanting my name. Andre for MVP. That went away after a while. I fell in love with the T. I fell in love with the music. Music is all that I need. I was just a young nigga with some dreams. I was just a young nigga with some dreams. I was just a young nigga with some dreams.
And I keep that remember when I came home all up in my direction. She like the way that I dance. She like the way that I move. She like the way that I rock.
Little fucking bananas, man. Fucking shit. Who's sitting around her? Nobody's sitting around.
Billie Jean. Christian Dior.
What?
Christian Dior. I'm up in all the stores. When he raised the balls, she like the way I.
Right, this week we are talking about the best of the best, the NBA 2K League. And guess what?
Yeah,
Season 3 recently wrapped up, and we have crowned a new champion.
Like chop.
Yes, congratulations to the 2020 2K League champions, Wizards District Gaming. Man, that's so exciting, and I know they fought through a tough and challenging season, even beating an undefeated team along the way.
We caught up with a couple of the members from Wizards District Gaming to talk about their journey to the title.
The Thunder, no doubt, one of the NBA's best-dressed squads. Coming down the tunnel earlier tonight. They'll want to carry that sharp look onto the floor in front of their home crowd. A view of I-40 in Chesapeake Energy Arena, taken from the Skydance Bridge in Oklahoma City. That's our setting tonight. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Chris Paul is still searching for his first title. He came close in Houston, but was traded, and by some was written off as over the hill. CP said, I control what I can.
Thank you, D.A. Now, Golden State's starting five. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Draymond Green is out there with Chris, and it's Wiggins in at the three. And for Oklahoma City, Gallinari. Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder. Magicians checked in for the Warriors. Gallinari passes to Schroeder. Warriors with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
And when they kept getting all those gifts, they took advantage. Turnovers don't mean anything unless you turn them into points.
I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Kevon Looney is checked in for Chris. Eric Pascal comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Gerald Green in for Curry. And he sinks the second.
And when Gallinari is healthy, he's such an effective player. I mean, a skilled shooter who really helps to space the floor for his team.
Here's Magician. Gallinari covering. Passes it to Pascal. From deep. Traps in the tray.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And last year, Pascal had to do more than probably was expected of him. But this year, a much different story.
Well, even in college, he played a more complementary role to the stars around him. Well, the Warriors have a lot of stars, and Pascal is really thriving in this role.
Green kicks to Wiggins. 5 on the clock. This one for three. No good that time, and the Thunder going the other way now. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
And while they swept the a season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, a lot of people think the separation still exists, but I myself, I want to see what happens in this first game before I make that call.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And Schroeder's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. They trail by 1. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
Yeah, there were 2 things in play there. They had a huge advantage in free throw attempts, and as a unit, they shot the lights out at the line.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Oklahoma City has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Wiggins. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Gallinari kicks it over to Schroeder. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, his teammates are going to like Gallinari more and more with every one of those passes. Good job to set up for a wide open look.
Here's Magician. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Danilo Gallinari. He is feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. Back right after this. We caught up with Steph Curry, who spoke with us about coming back from being out.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to just that feeling because there's no other place that you can get that adrenaline rush and that level of intensity and focus than out there in those 94 feet. So I'm going to enjoy every minute of this, no matter how it goes.
Greg, this guy is a premier performer, and the hardwood is his stage. He always plays well.
No doubt. I mean, fans pay to see him as much as anyone. And when you think about the last decade of basketball, he's changed the game as much as anyone with his range.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. After the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split-second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, we've got Looney. Klay Thompson is out there with Eric Pascal, and it's Poole in at the point.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Marquise Chris, he's checked in for the Warriors. Schroeder against Lee. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 5 now.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to create.
Thompson outside for 3. Good. He makes his first shot of the game.
The perfect shooting form. Something Thompson. He's hitting the open shot. He operates in another.
So a tie game here as we finish the first half. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Gallinari, what a contribution.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through to
Thompson. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Magician passes to Chris. Back to Wiggins. Pocket 6. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Under trailing by 6. Pass to Dort. Here's Schroeder. Misses the... Got to be happy with that. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. It's stolen by Adams. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Jerome passes to Adams. That one goes in.
And this is where Adams has the biggest impact. The closer to the basket, the more effective he is.
Here's Magician. He's guarded by Schroeder. Green kicks to Thompson. Takes the 13-footer. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 4 rebounds in this game. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but its team is.
Warriors leading by 6. Inside. Here's Magician. And it's blocked. Schroeder outside. Now the pass to Dort. Back to Schroeder. From past the arc. It's rebounded by Golden State. Green's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
Oh, man, so unselfish. He's doing a great job creating for others and making pinpoint passes.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Hey, guys, you think he was sending a message on that one? He doesn't like losing.
Here's Magician, and Adams sends it back.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense. He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
Golden State's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Warriors shooting their first foul shot. There's 1:47 left in the 4th quarter. And Paul gets it to go in.
Feathery shot from the clever veteran. I mean, Paul's time
out there with the Magician. And it's Looney in at the 5 spot. Lobbed up there for Schroeder. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Andrew Wiggins.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was the complete package.
Here's Magician. Pass to Poole. Here's Smilagic. Golden State moving it around. Clock at 4. Here's Poole. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, there's no doubt as to who was the better team. I mean, they proved it with this win.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he didn't.
And we just got a second look there at the exceptional Mobile One block. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. So long.
Today we have some very special guests on 2K TV. They are the current NBA 2K League Season 3 champions, Wizards District Gaming. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
All right, so let's get started. You guys had the #1 overall draft pick, and you guys ran the course through the season all the way through the playoffs to win the title. What has this season been like in terms of the roller coaster ride of emotions?
It's just been one of those seasons, roller coaster ride, like you said. We all got there expecting, to be able to go to New York and take the rookies there. There was, everybody, the first season, like me, Reese, and Ryan, were 3 years in the league, 3 seasons. And COVID hit, and now we're confined to our apartments, practicing from our apartments, playing from our apartments. It was a lot of stress. A lot of people didn't get to see their families until the end of the season. And we just somehow bottled all that up and told each other that.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA. DA, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, the Atlanta Hawks are a team trying to rise. With Trae Young shooting from the logo and setting the table, and John Collins banging on people's heads. Collins said, "We're definitely going to have the best pick-and-roll chemistry in the league for years to come." We'll see about that, guys, but they are very promising.
They're fun to watch, DA. Thanks. A look at the starting group for the Magic. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. And for the Hawks, Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Young in at the point. So Atlanta. He's checked in for Markelle Fultz. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Capella, the pass to Collins. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
And we all know that defense, not necessarily the strong suit for Vucevic, but it's an area that he has definitely shown some improvement.
No doubt, Greg. His greatest strength, obviously, is ability to get on the backboards and rebound with a high efficiency and production. And the key is he's worked to mask those defensive deficiencies. Not a lockdown anchor, but certainly a better team defender than when he entered the league.
The shot's good from the Magician.
And at this point in Junior's career, the team trusts him. His playing time has steadily increased. He's a solid bet to see a decent amount of floor time every game moving forward.
And with the way he's played, Greg, they can't afford to sit him. Junior's a clear value to this team when he is on the floor playing. The Magic trail by 3. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Trae Young. The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first. Great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question, and believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. There's the pass. To Reddish. And here is Labissiere. Hart's shot is off. Here's Orlando now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Aminu, the slam dunk by Aminu.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
The Hawks trail by 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Carter Williams, and it's good for 2.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
You know what? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
DJ August. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's the Magician. 9-point game his last outing. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And seeing Junior out there again, I was impressed with his time on the floor in his debut. Showed that he can pick his spots and contribute to this team.
Junior did not miss a beat when he came into the game, did he, Greg? Exactly the debut this team was hoping to see from him. And so in the game for the Magic, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. The Magician out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. .149 left to play in the first half. Here's the Magician. 6 points for him. And the rejection by Collins. Here's Gordon. Basket counts. Gordon's got the lead up to 6 now for the Magic.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Young passes to Collins. Young taking his time here. It's good. Young's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, fending off the defense well there. Young solid at just being crafty enough in these types of situations.
And 1:01 left in the second quarter. Here's the Magician, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Magic have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And the first one drops. And he can't hit the second. The Hawks trail by 5. Now Hunter passes it to Herter. There's 42 seconds left now here in the second. Takes a 3. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's 4. Gordon trying to break loose. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got 4 points in the quarter. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half of the game. And Young, here we go. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
Well, frankly, they should be shocked. I mean, that kind of effort simply won't cut it in today's NBA. Let's see if they take any lessons from it.
2 on the clock. Got it off in time, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Orlando Magic in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Nick. Are you guys executing the way you want?
I think mainly finding open looks and we knocking them down. So just got to keep doing that. I think on defense, and then we're doing a pretty good job. But I think we've been playing pretty well so far.
Okay, we'll see if you can keep that going. Thanks, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game. Both teams making some changes here. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Jones is out there with Labissiere. And it's at the 5. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Pass to Herter. Lets the 3 fly. Can't hit that one. The Magic go the other way with it.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
And there's the call on the Magician. That is his first foul of the game. And that was another look at the aggressive D that led to the mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Park. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. For Orlando, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from the Magician. And Junior coming into the NBA from college ball wasn't the top recruit from his class, Greg, but he showed what he can do.
Junior had some fantastic performances during. Nobody was quite sure where he would land in the draft.
But with a whole lot of quality of life improvements. I'll leave a link to this too if you want to go through an entire article. Hey, Sony, shout out Sony. So 2K and Microsoft just don't get it. They just keep releasing text to explain news to us. It's the least exciting way to release news. But PlayStation released a video. They know we watch videos. I love that. That's dope. I guess the Xbox is really going.
His team's convinced that he can be a factor in the NBA.
Magic leading by 13. Another shot.
Well, Nikola Vucevic is a capable back-to-the-basket scorer, and he plays with tremendous confidence, guys.
The Magic shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. First free throw is good. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Never like it. Wait.
Watch my YouTube channel. This channel is all about world news and Bible prophecy, pointing to the soon return of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The Bible indicates there will be a great apostasy during the end times, as we read in 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. Falling away is the Greek word apostasia, which means defection, properly to state apostasy. Apostasia, which we get the English word apostasy, refers to a general defection from true God, the Bible, and the Christian faith. The end times will include a rejection of God's word and further falling away of an already fallen world. Every age has its defectors, but the falling away in the end times will be complete and worldwide. The whole planet will be in rebellion against God the Father and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Every coup requires a leader, and into this global apostasy will step the Antichrist. I believe this takes place after the church is enraptured from the earth. Jesus warned the disciples concerning the final days, as we read Matthew 24:10-12. And then many will be offended, who will betray one another, and will hate one another. Then many false prophets will
We can either remember this season, or we can look back and say, man, we had a great team. We didn't get the job done. Once we started looking at it that way, we just started running the course and playing for each other, playing for each other's families, and the outcome spoke for itself.
I expected, I'm a rookie, so I expected, we're going to New York every weekend, playing, I'm visiting, I'm meeting all kinds of new friends. Nope, none of that. So just expect the unexpected. That's how I can describe this season.
What both of them saying, like, it's been a crazy roller coaster, the COVID thing that made us, in my opinion, made us even closer, made us have to be around each other and build a greater bond. So doing that, it brought us closer, and I feel like it helped us become the team we became and that we are today.
So you guys make it all the way to the final.
To a biblical worldview. So yeah, Dale, we've got only 6% of Americans who hold to a biblical worldview. And then when you trend younger and you look at the younger generations and millennials, only 2%. I mean, that's shocking numbers. I mean, what do we do with that?
Yeah, I think this is just the root of some dirty roots that we have planted.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge. The city of New Orleans, really a sight to see and a wonderful place to visit. We're happy to be here tonight. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. And tonight we'll see the Dallas Mavericks as they go up against the New Orleans Pelicans here at their home, the Smoothie King Center. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin. Last season, early injuries held the Pelicans back. But Coach Alvin Gentry said the leadership on this team kept it together. And when we did get Zion, there was no jealousy. If anything, they wanted him to be more aggressive. For a rookie to hear that from a bunch of veterans, it shows their high character. Guys?
There is a lot of character on that team. David, thank you. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Trey Burke, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. And for New Orleans, Wall and Holiday combined at the guard spots. For the Pelicans, Hayes is checked in for Favors. Okafor comes in for Williamson. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Ball. Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the offseason honing his craft, first on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career. And that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing they've done well is they've run the shooters off their sweet spots. They've really closed out well and forced them to put the basketball on the floor.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Hart's checked in. Powell in the high post. Shot clock at 5. It's good from long range.
Boy, that quick trigger mindset when Hardaway Jr. is firing away like this, you know he's feeling it.
The Pelicans trail. Pass to Holiday. And it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Okafor. And Holiday kicks to Redick. Looks for Holiday. Gets it to him. Good on the shot. Holiday's got 6.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
And a fast break now for the Pelicans. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, Okafor is really productive down inside, either getting baskets or earning trips to the foul line. With that wide frame, good footwork, and nice touch, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
That free throw, no good.
I'll tell you what, coming straight to the NBA after just 1 year at Duke, Okafor making an immediate impact in the NBA.
Melly is checked in for the Pelicans. The Mavericks also with a sub. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Seth Curry. Good on the second free throw. Here's Maverick, junior, a second-round selection for this team in this year's draft. And Greg, he showed them enough that they wanted to get him into their system right now.
Junior is exactly the kind of project you want to use a second-round selection on. It might pan out, it might not, but you love the upside on this kid.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Pelicans trail by 3. 20 seconds left to play in the first. And Holiday, here we go. And it's blocked. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
There's 14 seconds left to play here in the first. New Orleans moving it around. Out to the wing. Clark, that's good.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Got it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. We recently caught up with Drew Holiday, who talked about some trying times.
Being able to go through adversity and come out stronger. I think that there was a lot of pressure put on our team from outside, and to be able to withstand that, to be able to still go out there and play every day.
And Greg, you feel like that pressure never really got to Holiday.
One of the toughest guards in the league, mentally and physically. He's a machine that just keeps on coming, no matter the circumstances.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
And, you know, when the bench is playing such a big role early, that certainly allows the starters to stay fresh throughout the game.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday at the 1 and Redick at the 2. Then there is Jahlil Okafor, and it's Hart in at the 3 spot. Okafor gets the bucket.
Yeah, that aggressiveness of Okafor on the glass, a high percentage score when he gets a second chance opportunity.
Here's Maverick, and there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Zion Williamson's checked in for the Pelicans. Then for the Mavericks, Zinkas, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Doncic is subbed in for Maverick. Last outing for the Pelicans, it was a long Raptors in Toronto. Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
Oh, such a terrific passer. He seems to have a sixth sense, nice feel, which is hard to teach.
Greg, last year, Williamson entered the NBA as one of the most well-known rookies since LeBron James.
Already had millions of followers on social media, global name recognition. He has an above-the-rim game that produces the kinds of highlights that people want to see.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
And that one, good. Hart's got the lead up to 3 now for the Pelicans.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Back to Doncic. Kicks it to Powell. Fires the 3. Redick with the rebound. Pelicans leading by 3. Here's Williamson. Misses the reverse. So for Dallas, their last game a win against Washington. Right outside. The pass to Doncic. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Doncic has got 4 this quarter.
That is a sweet-looking jumper there, boy. Doncic doesn't need much space or time to get shots off.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
making some changes here. Derek Favors checked in for Melly. And it's Brandon Ingram in for Hart. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Dallas. Burke comes in for Wright. High post Favors. Here's Ingram. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Ingram's got 8 points.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Redick against Doncic. Right side Porzingis. Great D that time from Favors. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. Mavericks trailed by 3. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Lonzo Ball has steadily improved his three-point shooting. He had to rework his form, moving his windup over to the right side of his body. He said, now my shot is more consistent. We just take it step by step. I'm going to keep working, and hopefully the percentages will keep going up. Guys?
I think we've all enjoyed watching his improvement. David, thank you for that. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Now, here's Ball. Burke covering. Pass to Ingram. Favors trying to break free.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
And there are a number of things that make Ingram a dominant force. But what really jumps out at you the moment you see him, the length. Few wings in league history have had a 7'3" wingspan.
Some changes for New Orleans. Jackson Hayes comes in for Zion Williamson. And it's Holiday in for J.J. Redick. Curry's checked in for Dallas. We've got 1:28 left here in the second. It's stolen by Curry. It's deflected.
Ball size and timing really an asset when it comes to him blocking shots.
1:15 left in the first half. The Pelicans trail. And Greg, you combine Ingram's length with his emerging skill set. He has got a long career ahead of him in the NBA.
I mean, he certainly has the tools. But what we need to see now is the consistency year in and year out. It's one thing to reach that star status. It's another to become one of the true superstars in our league. And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
Here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
Such determination on the glass. Not boxing out Favors is a huge mistake that you cannot afford to make.
Porzingis can't hit.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
It's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Favors can't get it to go.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm. Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Porzingis with the block.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Mavericks on top. They're up by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Alongside Coach Alvin Gentry. Alvin, what sorts of adjustments are you going to make in the second half?
Well, we just got to get ourselves organized. We got to get back. We got to take better shots. You know, the problem that we have is we're taking bad.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustment. The boys checked in for Derek Favors. Then for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Luka Doncic. The Mavericks subbed in for Trey Burke. On the floor for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Maverick out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And it's Okafor missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Sion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Maverick passes to Finney-Smith. Over Ingram. And that one goes long. Pelicans trail by 6. Right side, Ball. With the teardrop, it's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 8 rebounds in this game.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
You know what? The size Ball possesses, guys, as a point guard is really a nice asset, especially when the defense tries to be physical.
Maverick passes to Finney-Smith to the wing right side. Here's Maverick, covered by Williamson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Looking you. Williamson is checked in for New Orleans. Brandon Ingram comes in for Drew Holiday. And then for Dallas, Porzingis, he's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Wright. The Mavericks subbed in for Seth Curry. Zion at the 4 with Okafor at the 5. Ingram is out there with J.J. Redick. And it's Melly in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. 5 to shoot. Picked his pocket. Outside Hardaway. Maverick. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on J.J. Redick.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
No good on the free throw. And the Pelicans making a change here. Ball's checked in. And he's good on the second. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Pelicans. Trailing here by 8. And the wide open shot from Redick drills the three-pointer.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half. But he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Kleba, the pass to Maverick. And it's Williamson with the rebound. Williamson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Now Redick dishes to Williamson. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And Finney-Smith gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Cashing in on the interior, making it look all too easy.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They trail by 7. 1:57 left in the 4th. And now Westbrook. Doncic, no good on the free throw.
There's an awful lot to like about Doncic, but probably what jumps out at me most is how competitive he is. I mean, he wants to dominate whoever's guarding him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And so he hits both. We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Right, the pass to Maverick. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
Sit up, never like it.
So I just want to remind people that the
Wait,
gates of hell will not be back. And so while we think that persecution, which it will, prune the church, it'll also fertilize the church. The tree of the church is fertilized by the blood of the saints, or the blood of the martyrs. And so this is something that I think is really coming for
way to the finals and you're playing a very good Warriors team. What's going through your head? What's the strategy? And what led you to the success in the finals to win the championship?
For me, I guess it was just the fact that this was my second time being in the finals. I made the finals last year with the Sixers. We went to Game 5 against the T-Wolves and fell short. And I guess it was just like a redemption season. I came to DC. They put all their trust in me to play power forward, a position I never played before. And once we made the finals, I just, in my mindset, I just said, we're not losing. Like, I can't be 0-2 in the finals. Like, I don't, because it's hard to win in this league, let alone it's hard to.
We're on the other side of the river, over the gods of the Amorites, whose land you own. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. 1 Corinthians 16:13. Watch, stand fast in the faith. Be brave.
Up next, the Jazz taking on the Kings. For Utah, they've started the season with an even 1-1 split. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and DA. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Donovan Mitchell grew up around pro.
What a great guy. DA, thank you for that. Now Sacramento starting 5. Fox at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. Jabari Parker is out there with Marvin Bagley. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Bogdanovich out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Gobert in at the center position. Well, this seems to be a game that could be very tactical, Greg. Both teams relying on execution in the half court.
And Kevin, you're going to see a lot of ball movement and body movement. And you can't just stand around and watch one guy go to work. I think that puts so much pressure on the defense with how the
Utah ends up going with the new group. And some changes here for the Kings. Moutier. Here's O'Neal. Rejected by. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. That one drops for him.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Here's Len, and the dunk by Len.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart, the other one playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Defensively, they... And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And quite a position here for the Kings to be in. What do you guys think?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
Junior's out there with O'Neal. Then there's Emmanuel Moutier. Then there's Bradley. And it's Clarkson in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Greg Jr., as you know, taken in this year's draft. He didn't last long on the board, and this team jumped on the chance to draft him.
There are a lot of high upside players in the draft, but none more so than Junior. He's an athletic monster and could end up being the best player of this class.
O'Neal passes to Clarkson. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And the strength of Clarkson on display. Awesome job fending off the defense and not letting that deter him from scoring.
Kings leading now by 12. Wallace outside. Pass to Giles. Free throw line jump shot, and again it's Sacramento converting.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed a tea and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Utah calls timeout. This game against Sacramento is the first time they've met this year.
And looking back to last season, they won this season series as you'd expect.
Well, they were obviously the superior team a year ago, but a lot can change from one season to the next in the NBA. Let's see how this game plays out before we make any rush to judgment as to how they'll fare against each other this year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Tony Bradley. Bogdanovich comes in for Royce O'Neal. Mitchell, he's checked in for Jordan Clarkson. And it's Mike Conley in for Moutier.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Outside, Fox. Jazz trail by 14. To the inside. Junior. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Junior's got 4 this quarter. And Junior, coming into the NBA from college ball, wasn't the top recruit from his class, Greg, but he showed what he can do.
Junior had some fantastic performances during his college career. Nobody was quite sure where he would land in the draft. This team's convinced that he can be a factor in the NBA.
Harrison Barnes very comfortable in that catch and shoot.
And De'Aaron Fox, one of those hyper-athletic point guards, but still more slight of build than a Westbrook or, in their primes, John Wall, Derrick Rose. Do you think he needs to get stronger?
Well, I think that's a great question, and you could take it 2 ways. Yes, physically, and yes, mentally. And he's getting a ton of minutes in the early part of his career, and De'Aaron Fox is learning how to be a better leader. So the answer, does he need to get stronger? He is. But he's showing more than just the fact that he's a shooter, working his way strength on the inside there.
Conley dishes to Gobert. 1:46 left in the first half. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Shooting 2.
No good on that. Hey, Greg, you played in a different. And so it's Sacramento with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are...
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive. The Jazz. Junior's checked in for Joe Ingles, and O'Neal subbed in for Mike Conley. And then for Sacramento, Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Bagley. Giles comes in for Parker, and it's Bielitsa in for Barnes. Fox passes to Holmes. Missed inside.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
On the floor for Sacramento. Fox at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. Rashawn Holmes out there with Giles, and it's Bielitsa in at the 3 spot. The pass to Fox. Here's Mitchell. 8 points for him. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Bogdanovich has got 4 points in the quarter.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Fox against Mitchell. Fox, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from O'Neal. And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. 17 points was their biggest margin. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Holmes down low, defended by Gobert. Holmes, good.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
And in the NBA, Rashawn Holmes had to wait for his opportunity, but he kept perspective, took nothing for granted, and just stayed positive and worked.
And sometimes as a player, GA, you got to take these little indicators that people still believe in you. Phone calls and team's interest, that helps. He's become a dangerous finisher, a shot blocker, and has shown some flashes in that jump shot.
Passes it to Fox. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The Kings shooting their first free throw of the night here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Pretty clear. Buddy Hield has this shooting thing down, but doesn't want to be one-dimensional. Bones, how does he diversify his game?
Well, Greg, I think his teams try to take away his first option, which is that.
And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
Sit up, never like it. Wait. Never like it.
To make the finals, and to make it twice, I didn't want to be what the guy that's known for making the finals multiple times but lost both times.
How important was Dave Fry in the finals? He walked away with the finals MVP. You guys are a close-knit unit. What was some of the keys to success for Dave Fry and you as a whole?
Best way to put it, he is the Jimmy Butler of our team. So that's the best way to put it.
I mean, Ryan.
And now introducing the Phoenix Suns. At the power forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 20, Darius.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. The Phoenix Suns have struggled the last few years, but they're trying.
Now they're getting closer. Thanks, D.A. And the Clippers starting 5. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Harrell in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And for the Suns, Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Will make substitutions. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
and now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. And, you know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son's a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds. Down low. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Williams.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4-5.
A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Rubio dishes to Johnson. Puts it up. Rubio misses.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Suns trail by 4. Bridges finds Rubio. Here's Johnson. Baines trying to get open. Johnson, good. Johnson's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
That's to Shamet. Back to Williams. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
Rubio outside. Just 5 on the clock. The rebound by Doc.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. Nine seconds left in the first quarter. Now, here's Rubio. Beyond the arc.
Tremendous defense. Reggie has the quickness to stay on the ball and the long reach to affect the shot.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. The Clippers on top. They lead by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated all the talent on this team.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder. Everybody wants to win. And there's no egos. Everybody has fun. We play together. We move the ball. We make sacrifices. And we enjoy getting stops.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays. It's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Beverly finds Leonard. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. George passes to Leonard. Hits it from three-point range. Leonard's got 12.
Beautiful stroke, a direct result of all the hard work Leonard's put in. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Doc in at the center.
And at this point in Junior's career, the team trusts him. His playing time has steadily increased. He's a solid bet to see a decent amount of floor time every game moving forward.
And with the way he's played, Greg, they can't afford to sit him. Junior's a clear value to this team when he is on the floor playing. Here's Rubio. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Bounce pass from Beverley. Oh, Leonard in position.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
And it's Rubio with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. It's a 5-point game. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Ayton with it. Leonard picks him up. Back to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Ayton kicks to Booker. The Suns need to get a shot off. Rubio. Oh, good with the triple.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Rubio outside. Offline with his 3. And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best productions. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Rubio and Booker, they're the backcourt. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. And it's Oubre in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams.
Always.
For the Clippers, Doc, he's checked in for Harrell. Patterson comes in for Marcus Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Paul George. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Yeah, another turnover, but guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Kaminsky, the pass to Johnson. 1:07 left here in the third quarter. Here's Kaminsky, and finished off by Kaminsky.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Now Leonard. He's got 16. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
You see the power right there from Kawhi. Absorbs contact and able to convert right through it.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Free throw drops for Leonard.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
They get it again. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
Phoenix